My husband's insistence on covering controversial political topics on this RV channel
Somebody had to do it.
almost brought us to the brink of bankruptcy.
It's true.
All because someone had to be a modern day Paul Revere.
The leftists are coming. The leftists are coming. Welcome back to the RV Couple. My name's John.
And I'm Mercedes. And long story short, we found freedom, independence, and adventure RVing this beautiful nation.
We want to do it again.
That'd be nice. And now we're building a community that loves God, family, country.
And my wife wanted to talk a little bit about the last couple of years since we've kind of veered off of RVing into what I feel like becoming kind of a Paul Revere to warn others of, man, we're in trouble.
Yeah, it goes back to the RVing days where we had life by the tail.
We did.
We were paid to travel and enjoy life. It was amazing. And we were paid good.
6 figures.
And I think it started around the pandemic where things just started getting wonky. And there was, all of a sudden, there was this censorship that didn't used to exist before. And there was these institutions that were trusted, but now all of a sudden you really couldn't trust them as much.
It was dystopian.
It was really strange. And then this weird, peculiar indoctrination of kids and
sexualization of our children.
yeah, this gender, I don't know. It was just very
craziness.
It was very, very strange.
It was Marxist, and it scared the heck out of me. And I felt that because we had 26 million views, that I had a responsibility to say something. And it cost us a lot.
It did. But with that said, I do believe it was channels like this one that even though we took the hit, we still continued to talk about these topics.
We lost more than 100,000 subscribers, probably at 150,000 subscribers now.
And they wouldn't leave the room quietly. Yeah. They always had to announce that they were leaving.
Because the country's so divided. It's so divided. And I just felt like we had to represent the side that was getting censored. Remember, guys, they kicked the president of the United States off of all social media and then started suppressing the rest of us. Somebody had to say something.
Yeah, it was just so weird. And then looking back now, 4 years later, the victory isn't as sweet as you think it's going to be.
No, I think we took the beachhead. I think we did have something to do with getting the word out there because the mainstream media was just in the Democrats' back pocket. And it was small independent channels like us that kind of spread the word. And now the momentum has shifted completely where the mainstream media is dying. And then channels like ours is where people go to get their information. All they do is lie.
And we were part of the rebellion.
We were part of the rebellion. We were part of the resistance. We were the resistance.
Grr. No, it's true, but there was a cost to that. And some of the cost is tangible as far as the channel metrics, the financial metrics. But then some of the costs, you really can't put a dollar amount on it. I mean, we had business partners that no longer wanted to associate with us, not because they disagreed with the values that we had, not because they disagreed with what we were calling out, but they were self-censoring and they thought it wise that we should self-censor.
As well, right. And the biggest problem that we had in our marriage in the last couple of years is the video that we wanted to do. Mercedes wanted to stick to RVing videos. And quite frankly, it'd have been a lot easier for us to...
so much easier.
It would have been easy. Our YouTube metrics and channel is off 90%. No one will touch us with a 10-foot pole as far as any sponsors go. Product. They just want to stay away from us because they don't know what we're going to say.
And we don't even know what we're going to say.
But again, something deep in me said that you have to speak up. You have to scream and yell bloody murder. And that's, I think, what I did.
Well, and as far as the marriage piece, because you kind of glossed over that. Well, it's that I felt like, we're on a boat and he's, wild, wild west gunslinging and he's shooting holes in the boat and we're in water and we're in deep water. And it's like, you're going to make us have to swim. And I don't know where the shore is, you know, because we didn't know how far this was going to go because let's face it, it looked really, really bleak. It looked like the ship could not be turned. Make no mistake, the ship hasn't turned. We just got a new captain. Right. There's still a lot of work left to be done.
There's a lot more work to be done.
The marriage piece was hard because, independent of the YouTube channel, John and I were good. We had
no problems. We were happily married, except for
what video was next, because he had to pick like the most controversial topic.
Well, I
And
just
it's
had to
like,
get the word out because the media wasn't doing their job.
well, and then I felt like, okay, great. So we touch on this topic, but now what? Because YouTube was not showing our videos to people that were subscribed. In fact, they had to go and type out RV Odd Couple to find out if we had a video, because YouTube wouldn't inform them. We started having to email our people to let them know, hey, we have a new video out, because otherwise we couldn't count on YouTube to tell subscribed people that, hey, there's a new video to watch. And it was just one of those subtle ways that algorithmically, silencing some voices and bringing light to others. And we had never experienced that before, and it was pretty scary.
Yeah, and in the monetary piece of it, I mean, I knew that by doing these types of videos, we were going to take a serious hit. And there was some times where we actually had stockholders here in the new campground at Thunder Canyon that were begging me to stop, and I just couldn't do it, because my first obedience is to God first. And I really, truly believe in my heart that I was just doing exactly what he would have me do.
Yeah, it got really dark. I would say it got to the point where we were this close to either having to sell Thunder Canyon or declare bankruptcy. That's how dark it got. And I mean, looking at your life's work, kind of fall in front of you. But what ended up happening is that, yes, we lost, some key business partners. Yes, we lost, a lot of members. Yes, we have family that relationships are strained.
That was the hard part.
That was, yeah. And friends that it's like, best of friends, just don't touch politics. It's so hard, but it's the people that stuck around that, confirmed we're not crazy, that we're not the only ones thinking this. And it was the people that stuck around that really helped us build this community. So the community wasn't as big as we thought it was going to be, but the quality of people in the community far outweighed it. To the people that, continue to watch our videos when we decided to build a chapel in 100 days.
Thumbs up, yes.
Well, building the chapel was not good for the channel either. That was another financial suicide, because it's like, you're an RV channel, I don't want to hear about God. It was brutal.
When that chapel was built, it was one of the lowest points we had on our YouTube channel. People just weren't interested. But that was when the community really formed, came together, and we knew who we were serving. People that loved God, family, and country. And out of that, we've built an incredible, incredible community of people here at Thunder Canyon. Thunder Canyon is extremely successful now. It can run itself without us, and it's been a lot of work. But it's almost like it was the wheat from the chaff, right? And the people that are with us, predominantly Christian people, patriots who love our country and didn't like the direction that the country was going.
And to the people that continue to associate with us in a time where you don't associate with certain types of people, only certain types of political agendas are okay, anything else is bad. To those people, I want to say thank you, because it's people standing up in dark times that have enabled our country to start that pivot.
To get back to the way the country was founded.
Exactly.
Which is putting God first, giving all the glory to God, and all of us being equal without the government picking sides. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, nobody should be afraid of their government. And too many people in our country have become afraid of their government. Along with many, many of the big social media and Fortune 500 companies. They're against us, and we can't have that.
It's almost like it's a rebellion of thought, because like, how do we protect the freedom of speech? Even speech I don't like, it has to be protected. I don't get to choose which speech gets protected. How do we make it that a country so divided where this side is super evil and this side is super evil? If you really believe that, it's impossible to remember, hey, we're just Americans, period, end of story.
Yep.
How do we get back to a place where it's about principles and not just about profits? And that's going to be a big one. The biggest thing I want to tell you guys is that, make no mistake, enjoy this victory, but it's not over.
I think it was divine intervention that got Trump elected. I believe that more and more Americans got out and voted. I believe that more and more Christians started to pray and ask for discernment and got out and actually voted. And we did. The fight's not over. We took the beachhead, but man, they're in a corner right now. They do not know what to do. And that's when usually a cornered rat is the most dangerous. So we just got to keep on praying and keep on doing what we can do as Americans to help one another and to try to get us back on the right track.
Exactly. So then the question is, all right, so where do we go from here?
Exactly. And we're praying to God. We miss RVing, you guys.
Yeah.
We haven't RV'd in 3 years now. We miss it horrible. We would love nothing else than for this to fix itself and for us to get back out and RVing, head up into North Carolina and the Appalachians. And we have a lot of stuff with those people that are suffering up there, right? Bring help there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, visit grandbabies, do what RVing is supposed to be about, which is freedom, independence, and adventure.
Yeah, we'd like to get back to freedom, independence, and adventure, but the truth is that I'm going to continue to pray for discernment.
Don't pray for discernment. You can pray for patience.
And my obedience is always going to be there first, and I'm going to trust my heart. I've never prayed or been so close to God as I have in the last couple of years, and I'm going to continue doing exactly what I've been doing, which is I am not worried about money. Every time we got close to a scary place and just not having enough, we always got exactly what we needed through this entire thing. And our community is what actually got us to where we needed to get. We actually became a voice for our members that didn't leave us, that didn't take off. We get hundreds of emails every week about different stories, and we covered some of those stories. And so with the 26 million views that we have had on YouTube, I believe we have made a difference. I believe that I have a lot of hope for this country, but the fight's not over yet.
So what's next,
We're going to keep doing what we've been doing.
Which is we don't know what we're doing. No, it's the strangest thing, but that's what has guided us is the not knowing. I wish I could tell you we have a set plan and this and this and this, but I don't think that's trusting God,
And what we'd like to do is we'd like to get out back RVing again. We love
That'd be
RVing.
nice.
We miss it, something horrible. We love our campground. We got a great community. We want to get back to that.
Yeah.
But we don't know what his plan is for us. All we can do is pray daily for discernment and for him to send us where he wants us to go and trust that we're going to land right where we're supposed to land.
That's right.
So if you stuck with us through thick and thin, if you've gone looking for our YouTube channel because YouTube doesn't put us out there anymore, if you've stayed a member with us and continue to help us financially as a member of the RV Odd Squad, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're not done until God says we're done, and we're going to do all that we can to help, number one, our community, and number two, complete God's will here at Thunder Canyon and the chapel. We ask you to continue to support us along our adventures and our shenanigans, and thank you for continuing to be members of the RV Odd Squad. We love you all. Thank you.
We'll see you in the next video.